guys, it's Megan, and like I promised you guys, I am going to do a get ready with me today and tell you guys all about my Florida trip, and it's just so exciting to sit here and talk to you guys. Like, seriously, it's been way too long. Also, I blinged myself out with all these rings, and I'm wearing my favorite souvenir from my trip, my Alex and Annie A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes bracelet. And so I'm probably going to be jingling this whole video, but I'm just so excited. This will seriously be the first day in like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, that I've been doing like a full face of makeup. I've barely worn makeup for a very long time, so this is exciting for me in a lot of ways. So I'll probably not be talking too much about the makeup, but everything will be listed and linked below as always. Okay, so I was in Florida for 4 nights, 5 days, and I went with 3 of my friends. And I have never went on like a plane trip like with just friends. I've been like to the beach or like at like just places nearby that I would drive to with friends, like Baltimore and Philly and stuff, but I have never flown anywhere for a vacation with just friends. So that was like cool in itself. And so we flew down on Friday morning. This was like 2 weeks ago, and it was like a long morning. It was a long day that day to get up really early, even before like I would for work normally, and then to get to the airport, and then, you know, like with the airport it's always like stressful. And we were taking American Airlines, which I've never taken before. We always, like, my family always takes Southwest, so I wasn't familiar with it so much. I think if we took Southwest, I would have been able to like help the process more because I would know what's going on. But with American Airlines, I just had no idea, and my friends didn't really either. So we were all kind of like, we don't know what to do. Okay, side note, I just hit pan on this white eyeshadow, like just right now. And look at all that pan in that eyeshadow. This is the Sonia Kashuk palette. I'm like impressing myself with hitting pan on eyeshadows. Okay. So anyhow, we made it there. It was fine. And the plane that we took from Philly to Orlando was like a giant ass plane. Like, it was seriously as big as an international plane. Like, it had the different sections. Like, if you've ever been on like an international flight, I've only been on 2, but they're like super giant, and they have like one section, and then there's like a partition, and it's not even like first class, it's just like the front, and then there's like a whole like another section that's just as big in the back. And so we were in the back further section, and every seat had like a TV with it. It was so cool, but my TV of course broke. Seriously, that's my luck, you guys. Like, everyone else was having fun playing the games, and I was playing the games for a while, but then all I wanted to do was check the altitude to see how high we were. And they also had like movies. I was gonna watch Brooklyn, and my TV just freaking broke. And the old lady next to me, she wasn't using hers. I wish I could have like switched our TVs, but whatever, it was fine. But I just, that kind of stuff always happens to me. So we got to Orlando, and it was really humid and hot, of course, because that's how Florida is even in April. But it was nice for it to be warm, because it's been like chilly here in Pennsylvania. Even today, it's almost May, and it's like 50 degrees. What is this? So I really wish that we were back in Florida right now. But anyhow, we got to our hotel, and it was gorgeous. It had like a big pool and like bar and stuff. It was super nice and super fancy. We didn't have the best experience with like the customer service. It was a Hilton, which you would think, whoa, must be amazing. but honestly, it wasn't amazing when it came to customer service. Like, we were out of toilet paper. They gave us 2 rolls of toilet paper for 4 people for 5 days. And so we ran out and they didn't replenish it, like, ever. I had to steal toilet paper from the lobby to get more toilet paper. Then we ran out again in the middle of the night, like we were up but getting ready for bed. And we called like the front desk and we were like, this is an emergency, like we're out of toilet paper. Can you please bring like 2 rolls or whatever? They're like, okay. Seriously, an hour later, they still were not there. We couldn't go to the bathroom. And I was all like decked out in my PJs and like angry at this point. And I just like start traipsing around trying to find someone. And there was like a maintenance guy. And I was like, do you know where we can get toilet paper? And he like buzzed in on his walkie-talkie and they showed up like 10 minutes later. So if you ever are out of toilet paper at a Hilton, just find a maintenance guy to use his walkie-talkie and you will get your stuff. But that was just like annoying. Those little things made it stressful. The transportation was difficult because we didn't have a rental car, so we were always relying on like trolleys and buses and Ubers, and we only had like one good transportation experience the whole time. We had this awesome Uber driver on the Saturday that we were there after. We had a super long day that day and our bus never showed up to get us back to our hotel, so we called an Uber guy and he was the best. He let us do a karaoke party in his car. It was awesome. Okay, I'm just like gushing now. And my friend Camilla said she wanted to see this MUA Undress Me 2 palette in action. This is the dupe for the Naked 2. I haven't used this in a long time, so I'm really excited to use this today. So thank you so much, Cam. So on Friday, we just chilled when we got to the hotel, which was much needed. And then we went to Universal Studios City Walk, which is like downtown Disney but for Universal. And unfortunately, we weren't going to Disney on this trip, which is super weird. Like, I have never been to Orlando, Florida and not gone to Disney. Like, all of us were pretty sad about that. But it's super, super, super expensive to go to Disney if any of you guys have ever been. So we just went to Universal Studios for 3 days, and they have a ticket option that's pay for 2 days and get 1 day free. So if you're going to Universal, definitely do that option, because even if you aren't able to go for the 3rd day or you don't want to stay for the whole 3rd day, which we only stayed half of the day for the last day, you got that day for free anyway, so it's not really like you're losing out on money. And then we went to SeaWorld on Sunday, which, let me just tell you, it was amazing, but I'll go more into that. So on Saturday, we were at Universal all day, and there's the 2 different parks, the Universal Studio Florida, and then Islands of Adventure. So we went to Universal Studios on Saturday, and they were doing Mardi Gras, like I guess from February to the Saturday that we were there. They were doing like a Mardi Gras parade every Saturday or something. And this was the last one. So we got really lucky that it was still going on. That was honestly one of the coolest parts of the whole day. We did so much stuff in Harry Potter World. Seriously, go to the Harry Potter World in Universal Studios, not the Islands of Adventure. We went to both, and 6 years ago, I went to the Harry Potter World, like the first one, which was in Islands of Adventure. We went to it the year that it was open, and it was such a magical experience. But going back to it now, the Islands of Adventure one is not nearly as good, not nearly as magical, and the new one in the Universal Studios section is like you're transported to London, and like you're a wizard. It is so, so, so amazing there. And we spent like 4 or 6 hours just in the Harry Potter world that first day. It was so amazing. We ate lunch at what was it? It was, I know there was the Three Broomsticks was in the Islands of Adventure, which we ate there too. But this one was the Leaky Cauldron. We ate there for lunch. It was so delicious. Of course, we got butterbeer, and that's so amazing. Get the frozen one. That's my preference. And they also have in the Universal Studios section a ice cream shop, and they have butterbeer ice cream. It's soft serve. So amazing. It didn't really taste like butterbeer to me, but it was like some of the best ice cream I've ever had in my life. So that was really awesome. I did not get a wand because I got a wand 6 years ago. I got Neville's wand. I have never looked at it since, and the price has gone up pretty significantly since it opened. Now I think they're $45 and like 50 some dollars, like craziness. But it was just really, really cool because none of my friends had been there before, so I was the only one that really had a prior experience. But this time I was just blown out of the water. It was so, so magical there. And really, if you don't do anything else at Universal Studios, just go for Harry Potter World. Like, there were some other good rides, like the Transformers ride was really good. A lot of the rides at Universal are like simulators, which we like were really over simulators by the end of this trip. But it was like you're in a building and you wear 3D glasses, and it's like pretending that you're on an adventure with like the Transformers. Or there was a Spider-Man one that was really good at Islands of Adventure. But the Minion ride, I really didn't like. It was just a letdown to me. It wasn't even a ride. You just like sat at a bench, and it was a simulator, but it didn't have much to do with like the Minions. So I don't know. That was a letdown because that was over an hour wait for that. So some of the rides were like a really big bummer. One of the coolest rides was in Universal Studios, the Rocket roller coaster. It goes straight up and then like you come almost straight down. Oh my god, I was so scared to do it. I love roller coasters, but anything that goes like straight up really freaks me out. Like, I don't know, it just really scares me. So we did it, and what was cool about it is that when you're getting on the roller coaster, like usually when it's a bigger roller coaster and there's like 8 like rows, it takes a long time for everyone to get on the roller coaster. So then you're waiting, and all this anticipation and like anxiety overcomes me. And if I'm seeing this like huge thing that's going like straight up into the clouds, I would have been so scared. But it was only like 2 or 4 carts, and so it was like 2 people across. It might have just been 2 carts, I think. And so it was me and my friend Alyssa, and then her brother Ryan was there. Our other friend didn't come that day. But the thing kept going, like it never stopped when you were getting on it. It was like a conveyor that you were on, and you got in it and they like strapped you in, but then it went straight up. Like there was no like sitting and waiting and getting freaked out, because we were in the front row. I would have been so scared, and it was scary. But they had, like, one of the cool things about it was that you got to pick the music that you listen to during it, and it just like blasts into your ears. So I picked Pump It by Black Eyed Peas, which I haven't listened to in like 7 or 10 years, and it was a perfect song for a roller coaster. So it went straight up. That was pretty freaking scary. I was cursing, and then it went down, and it was just a really good roller coaster. Like, the whole experience was really good on that roller coaster. And they do a video of you for the whole ride, so you get to like see your face and stuff, and that was really cool. But it was like $30 to buy the video, so we wanted to like sneakily film it, but there was like security people all around, so they don't want you to do that. But that was a really, really cool ride. Probably one of the best rides at Universal. And in Islands of Adventure, I am terrified of getting stuck on rides. Like, that is one of my biggest fears, is getting stuck on a roller coaster, like for maintenance or whatever. We got actually stuck on one ride and then almost stuck on another ride in one day at Islands of Adventure. We got stuck on the Harry Potter Hogwarts ride, which is a roller coaster simulator. We were like back like this and the roller coaster broke down. It's like pitch black where the roller coaster is because it's inside a building, inside Hogwarts. And this was a ride that I had great memories about because that was the ride that was at the original Harry Potter world. And so we got stuck on it. We had no idea how long we would be stuck there. And like we were like back, like we were laying. We were all holding hands. We were so afraid that we would be there like all day. It ended up only being like seriously a minute or two. But that was just a really scary experience, and it like ruined the ride for all of us. Like, we were so excited when we got off the ride, and yeah, I was super freaked out. We were all really freaked out about that. And then the last ride that we were going to do that day, because honestly there's not a lot to do in my opinion at the Islands of Adventure park, other than the Harry Potter world. There's like the Jurassic Park world and Dr. Seuss, and we did a few rides here and there, but we were like pretty bored by like 2 o'clock, and we got there like when it opened at 9. So we were gonna do the Jurassic Park like water flume thing because we thought, well, it's our last ride, so if we get wet, who cares? So we were like right about to get onto the ride. We were sitting, of course, we were in the front row, and we were sitting there waiting for it to go, and they were like, sorry, there's been some complications or whatever, and so we couldn't go, and we were just sitting there in the blazing sun, and you guys know how pale I am. Like, I'm really surprised I didn't get burned this trip. I was obviously very cautious about my sunscreen, but we were just in like the direct sunlight and like strapped in so we couldn't like escape or something. And so it was going on and on, like there was complications or whatever. I don't know if people got like stuck out there. I'm not really sure what happened, but then they like let some empty ones go through. They let us get off, and then they let some empty ones go and do like a test run or whatever. And then we were the next people to go after they did the tests and like thought that everything was okay. So we and everyone in our like boat were very scared that we were gonna get stuck. And since we already had gotten stuck one time that day, it really wasn't out of the question that it would happen again. So we were going on it, and it was pretty cool. There was like dinosaurs everywhere and stuff, and they would like spray water at us, and we were getting so wet, and it wasn't even like the part where you like go down the hill. So then there was like the big scary hill, and we're like praying to God that we don't get stuck on the huge hill going up, and there's like a giant T-Rex, and you're in the dark, and he has like glowing red eyes, and you were just so scared, and we were like extra scared of getting stuck, and it's like going up so fast, and then you go woo, like you go straight down, and then you're like soaking wet. We got so wet. Like, we didn't see anyone get off of this ride that were as wet as us, and it was very fun, actually. It was like one of the best rides there. But so that was Islands of Adventure. I'm going like back and forth with everything that we did because there was just so much that went on that was like really, really exciting. And so, okay, what else about Universal Studios? They had surprisingly good food, like at all the different places. Mostly we ate at the Harry Potter world because that was what was the coolest. Like, out of everything, definitely that was what drew us to Universal Studios. But even at the City Walk, which is like where they have all the shops and restaurants, they have really good food. We ate at Margaritaville on the first night, that Friday night, and they had amazing nachos. I am a nacho connoisseur. Like, I get nachos everywhere, and almost every time I get nachos, it's a huge disappointment. They just never have enough stuff on it. Like, they never have enough cheese. I just shouldn't get nachos anymore because I'm always disappointed by it. But the people next to us had it was like a mound of nachos, and there was so much like toppings and cheese and guacamole and stuff. And so we ordered those, and they were called the volcano nachos. Oh my god, you guys, seriously, the best nachos I've ever had in my life. And they had really delicious drinks. Apparently that week they had just changed their like recipes or like their menu, and I'm getting so much fallout right now. So the drink that I got was the blackberry margarita, and just as a little backstory, I really don't like margaritas. Like, that's not what I choose to get. I pretty much always get, like, my signature drink now is Captain Morgan and ginger ale. Tastes like vanilla Coke. It's amazing. And my old signature drink was rum and Coke or xoxo and Coke. So usually I just do like a soda and a rum or like some sort of hard liquor like that. But I do not like tequila. Like, tequila makes me want to throw up. It's disgusting. And so I never get margaritas, but when you're at Margaritaville, you better as hell get a margarita because it was so good, you guys. The blackberry margarita, amazing. We went back there 3 times for drinks, like over that weekend that we were there. So amazing. And I don't know if this is like how this really works, but we could take drinks to go from Margaritaville and then just like walk around the City Walk and stuff. So we got drinks to go like 2 other times when we weren't even eating there, and I always got the blackberry margarita because it was so good. I wish I could have one right now, even though it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. It was so delicious, you guys. Oh my god. It wasn't like super blackberry or anything. It didn't have a very strong flavor. It was just good. Like, I don't know even how to explain what it tastes like. It was just really, really, really good. So that was an awesome experience. And like I said, on that Saturday was the not Margaritaville, what's it called? Mardi Gras. And so we did all the rides and stuff that we wanted to earlier in the day, and then the Mardi Gras parade was starting at 7 o'clock. And so before that, we got food at, like, they had all these little booths set up with Mardi Gras food and like drinks and stuff. And I had never had a po' boy before. I had to like Google what it even was. Oh my god, it was one of the most delicious things I've ever had in my life. It was, the way they made it at least, was with like cheesesteak meat, cheese, and then these amazing seasoned shrimp on top. And then there was this amazing sauce that was like kind of spicy, but like not really. It was like a mayo base. And then the best French fries in the world. And so we all got that, and there was like no seats. So we sat on like the curb of a road in Universal Studios eating our po' boys, and I enjoyed that sandwich so much. I wish I could go back and get another one. Oh, it's just so amazing. And last night I made po' boys from Blue Apron, which I'm still absolutely obsessed with. I love Blue Apron so much, and they were delicious. It wasn't the same, like it wasn't meat and seafood. These were just spiced salmon po' boys with a sauce made out of mayo, a little bit of Dijon mustard, and sweet relish. Oh my god, it was amazing. So I would definitely recommend po' boys. I've had them 2 completely different ways, and they were both really amazing. It's just like a sub, basically, but with deliciousness inside. So we did that, and then it was the Mardi Gras parade, and I have never been to Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras has never interested me, but it was amazing. Everyone was so into it. Like, we got like animalistic about getting the beads. Like, there were so many different floats, and they were all different countries. So there was like a German one and an Italian one and like a Mexican Day of the Dead kind of one. Then there was an America one, and we were like, USA, USA, and it was so exciting. I don't even know how to explain it. I was horrible at catching the beads. Like, I was ready to catch them, but literally like none came at me, and when they did, I couldn't like grab them. I just couldn't do it. But ones that would fall on the ground, I would get, and my friends, because they saw how poorly I was doing and how like I barely had any beads, they gave me some of theirs. And then so that was just awesome. Like, I can't even imagine the real Mardi Gras. We had a stack of beads like this thick, and it was just so much fun. But people were so intense about it. Like, you could tell the people that have actually done it before, because they like boom, boom, boom. Like, they wouldn't even be looking, and they like grab them. It was insane, you guys. So insane. And then that night, the night that our bus never came to pick us up, which is, that was so stressful, you guys. We were just trying to get back to our hotel to change to go back out, back to the city walk, because some of the bars there, they have like dress codes. It's called casual chic, and you can't wear hats or tank tops. We were all wearing either one or the other or both. Like, I had, okay, let me get one of my favorite souvenirs, one of my only souvenirs, because I'm obsessed with it. This is the souvenir I got from Harry Potter World, and this is like a hidden store. So this is a Deathly Hallows hat, and it says the Deathly Hallows on the back. I love this part of the movies where they do that whole, like, I feel like you're crooked. They do the whole like graphic explanation of the story of the Deathly Hallows, and I just love it. So I have been wanting a hat for a while, but I never really like any of the ones. So this store is like in this little alleyway in the Universal Studios Harry Potter World, and my friend just like went down this alley. It was next to the Leaky Cauldron, and there's a alleyway that doesn't like say any signs or anything. It's just like a dark ass alleyway. And if you go back in it, it's like pitch black. Your eyes have to get so used to it because of the really bright Florida sun. And there's just this one store back there, and it's like where the Death Eaters go. It's like a Death Eater store. And it had some of the coolest stuff. It had all these like wanted posters like for Sirius Black and Bellatrix, and I wanted these so bad. They had like, you know, the tattoo that the Death Eaters have that's like a serpent, and they like put their wands and like blah, and they like summon Voldemort or whatever. They had those tattoos, and I wanted to get them, but they were like $10, and it was just too ridiculous to pay that much money for them, but I really wanted it. I thought it was really cool. And that's where they had all this Deathly Hallows stuff. They had a bunch of things like keychains, and I think there was like tattoos of that as well, but I just loved this hat. And the only problem is that there's no like hole for like a ponytail, but honestly I don't really care because it is just the coolest hat I've ever seen. I only saw one other person the entire time we were there that wore this hat, and honestly, you would never know that that store existed at all. It was so cool. So if you see like creepy dark alleyways in Harry Potter world, just go down them, because there's hidden stuff. I bet there was more hidden stuff that we wouldn't have found because there was like no demarcation to show it. But this and my bracelet are like my two favorite souvenirs that I got. So anyway, Mardi Gras, we were trying to get back to the city walk, but our bus never came, so we couldn't change. So we couldn't go to certain bars, and we were really bummed about that, because on Mardi Gras nights, if you have your ticket from Universal Studios, you get into all the bars for free. And typically, they all have like a $7 cover charge, so pretty much you could go to all of them if you wanted to dish out like $40 in addition to buying drinks and stuff. So we just went to 2 bars, and we had fun even before we got to the bars. So we decided, screw the bus, screw going back to the hotel and changing, let's just go to the city walk and have fun and then deal with getting home later. So that's what we did. And we got drinks at Margaritaville to go, and we were just chilling. There's like a water near the entrance to Universal Studios, so we were sitting there by the water, and then we decided to go to the bars. So we already had a little bit of a buzz going on. We had all of our beads and our ugly clothes from being out at Universal Studios all day. I was wearing sneakers to go to bars, and my hat, and an antique archaeology shirt. So we all looked crazy. But then there was, not only is Universal Studios obsessed with simulator rides, they are also obsessed with people on stilts. There were stilt people everywhere. It was so weird. Like, I have never seen so many people on stilts ever in my life. So there were still people in front of the bar, one of the bars that we wanted to go to, and they had beads. We were obsessed with getting more beads. So if you took a picture with them, you would get beads. So we were standing in line to get a picture with the stilt guy, and a worker from the bar had all these beads, and we were like, oh my god, beads! He started throwing them at us like we were pigeons, and he was like throwing breadcrumbs at us. We were going crazy for these beads. And then we got the picture with the stilt guy, and we got more beads, and we were so surprised that they even let us into the bar, because they saw how crazy we were. I think it was only like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, so like no one was like super drunk or crazy yet. Like, the night was hardly even begun by now. So we got into the bar, and we turned that place up. We got drinks, and we started the dance floor, and that was awesome. They played NSYNC Bye Bye Bye. That was so awesome. There was like all these people that were in our little group, and we were like, bye bye bye. It was awesome, you guys. And this is really cool. That bar was called Pat O'Brien's. And like I said, my old drink used to be Jack and Coke. And so now I get really confused. Like, I confuse myself because I want to say Captain Ginger for my drink now, but I say like Jack and Ginger because I'm used to saying Jack and Coke. And so I said that, and I was like, oh crap, like he made my drink with the Jack and the Ginger. I was like, oh my god, I ordered the wrong thing. And he was like, oh, what did you want? And I was like, I meant to say Captain and Ginger, not Jack and Ginger. And he was like, oh, okay. He remade my drink and didn't even charge me. Like, he didn't give me 2 drinks, but I gave him an extra tip because I was really surprised about that. Usually they'd be like, oh, screw you. Like, I don't know. So that was just cool. Then we had so much fun at that place. We got some more beads. We got more when we were leaving because the guy that was throwing them at us earlier was still there. He gave me and Alyssa a whole, like, he was just unwrapping them from the packaging. He gave us a whole package each of beads. So now we have, like, our whole necks are covered with beads at this point. And then we went next door to the Bob Marley like Jamaican bar. That was so cool. I didn't get a drink there, but they had a live band and they played Shaggy songs, which, oh my god, I love Shaggy so much. So that was really, really cool. And then after they were done with the Shaggy songs, we left. But it was a really, really, really fun day, and that's when the awesome Uber guy happened. And before we got the awesome Uber guy, an Uber guy canceled on us because he couldn't find us, and then I was charged $5 because he couldn't find us. But I disputed it, so don't worry. I can't even do my makeup, I'm so excited. So what else? What else happened, you guys? That was probably all the highlights from Universal Studios. And then on Sunday, we went to SeaWorld for the day, and the hotel that we were staying at, we got like free fast passes at SeaWorld, but we only used it one time because I honestly didn't even know that there were rides at SeaWorld, but they were some of the best rides, even better than most of the Universal Studios rides. And there were just absolutely no lines at SeaWorld on that Sunday that we went. It was really, really, it really worked out for us because they were closing early because it was a Sunday. And if there were long lines, we wouldn't have had time to do all that we did. We were really rushing at the end to do what we wanted to, but we started the day by seeing a dolphin show, and that was so amazing. Like, me and Alyssa were like tearing up because it just seemed so unbelievable to be there, and I don't know, I just get really emotional about stuff. So I haven't been to SeaWorld. My parents said I probably was only there when I was like 3 or 4 years old, so I had been there, but I don't really have a lot of memories, if any, from going there. So it was really, really special to go, and it was honestly really great to go there, and I highly recommend it, especially if you want to see a lot of animals. We got to pet stingrays, and oh my god, this was so amazing. We signed up to like have a dolphin encounter where you got to like pet a dolphin for 5 minutes, and that was so cool, like to be that close to a dolphin. And it was just a really, really special experience, and I would highly recommend doing the dolphin encounter if you want to do it, because it was $15 and you gotta like touch a dolphin. When else are you gonna do that? And I don't know, it was really, really cool. And there were so many, like, there's actual aquariums within SeaWorld, but we didn't have time to go to them. But there's all these different little areas that you can see the animals and see them playing with each other, and underneath where like the dolphin encounter was is a dolphin, like it's where they're playing and stuff, but it's a clear like wall that you can see into them, and they were just so cute and special and smart, and they were making like little like rings out of air down under the water, like to play with. It was like they were making their own toys out of, I don't know, it looked like they were doing it out of their mouths and just making these rings, and they would like play with them, and they'd be like spinning around with the rings. It was so, so cool. I'll insert a little video so you guys can see it, because I know I'm not explaining it very well. So that was really special, and honestly, the best thing about SeaWorld was their dining plan. So with our tickets that we had bought all of our tickets for everything ahead of time, which I highly recommend doing. And they had an option that you could get an all-day dining pass for, I think it was $20 more on your ticket. And that didn't seem bad because it said like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you can go to these certain places and blah, blah, blah. So we had gotten our tickets to include that. Honestly, it was way better of a deal than I could have ever imagined. like, it was insane. You could get a full meal, which was like your entree, a drink, and an appetizer or a dessert. You could get all that stuff with your like dining pass once every hour. And you got free drinks all day if you showed your pass. So we didn't have to pay for water. We didn't have to pay for like any of our food. And most of the places, they just let you get whatever you want. Like, even though it was like entree, drink, appetizer, or dessert, they would let you get like an appetizer and dessert. They would like let you get literally whatever you wanted. It was insane. And like I said, we didn't have to worry about drinks, which that definitely added up at Universal to keep having to buy water all the time, because you can ask for free cups of water, but I am very like thirsty, and I, especially being outside all day, I would rather just have like a bottle of water that will last me longer, that I don't have to worry about like keep having to go get free waters. But they would be like $3, $4, $5 to get a stupid bottle of water. And at SeaWorld, we could just go up to the stand and get bottles of water as much as we wanted to. You could get like other drinks too, but I only get water. I don't really drink soda except for when I'm like at the movies now, which I'm very proud of myself for doing. But that was such a good deal. If you're going to SeaWorld, especially with kids or like in the heat of Florida, do it even if you're just gonna get the free water all day, because it will pay for itself, like definitely. And they had really good food. They had awesome desserts. They had really delicious like what did I get? A salad, like a chicken Caesar salad, and they had ribs, and they had mac and cheese at the one place. It was just really surprising how good it was. And so I would definitely say 100% get the dining deal at SeaWorld. And I know some people don't really agree with SeaWorld, but I just had an amazing time, and it was really, really, really a special thing to go to, and I would definitely go back. That was our favorite place that we went to, because Universal Studios, the Harry Potter world was spectacular, but that was like the only part that we really liked of Universal Studios in the parks. And so it was very surprising to me that I and all of my friends preferred SeaWorld over Universal Studios. And like I said, they have rides like roller coasters and stuff at SeaWorld, which I never knew that they had that. And they had this one really awesome roller coaster. It was called the Manta, and it's like a laying roller coaster. If you've ever been to Six Flags, they have a Superman roller coaster like that. And so this one was like you're a manta ray, and it was just a really, really awesome roller coaster. What else did they have? They had another roller coaster that we went on, but I can't remember what that one was called, and that one was really, really good too. So it's just surprising how much SeaWorld impressed us, and we wish that they would have been open for longer that day, because we would have went to like the aquarium and stuff, but we didn't have time with their hours. There's also a Mexican restaurant that we ate dinner at that day. But yeah, it was seriously awesome. And, okay, the last thing that we did that was extra super special was, even though we didn't go to Disney, our hotel was near Disney Springs, which is what downtown Disney is called now, which is like very confusing. I don't know why they're rebranding it to be called Disney Springs, but whatever, it's just downtown Disney. And that's where I got my Alex and Annie bracelet, and I love downtown Disney, but I haven't been there like since I've been an adult, so I only really remembered the Lego land, where they have all the amazing creations made out of Legos. So we saw that, and that was really cool. But the place that we spent the most time at was the massive Disney store, and that's where they had the Alex and Annie bracelets and the Vera Bradley stuff, and they had the Dooney and Burke Disney stuff. They had like every single Disney thing you could ever imagine in your entire life, and just the like decor and decorations that were at this Disney store was seriously so magical. I love Disney so much, and I really wish we could have gone there this vacation, and it makes me want to go back to Orlando in the next year and go to Disney, because Universal does not hold a candle to Disney in any way. I love Harry Potter World, and that's like such a unique and special experience, but Disney is Disney. Like, there's no comparison to Disney, and there never will be. So that was really fun to go to downtown Disney Springs, whatever. And they have this like caramel apple shop that my friend Alyssa is obsessed with. She loves caramel apples. And these caramel apples are like designed like characters. Like, they have little Mickey ears that are made out of marshmallows, and they have Olaf ones. And I just got a Rice Krispie treat that was shaped like Mickey Mouse, and it was really delicious. But that was a really cool store. And where else my guy friends, they went to an animation store. We were looking at our bracelets at the Disney store, and they went to an animation store, which I wish I would have known about because it sounds so awesome. They got books that were all about the animation process of some of the movies. They got Big Hero 6 and Finding Nemo. That is just so amazing to me. Like, I really wish that we would have all went there together, because I would have loved that. But then we were trying to decide where we wanted to go to dinner, and it was like getting really late at this point. We were all like irritable, and none of the places like really appealed to us too much. And my friends like wanted to go somewhere where like we could drink and like stuff like that. That's not really my prerogative, but that's what they wanted to do. So we finally agreed on going to what was it called? It was the Irish pub. I have a picture of it. Raglan's Irish pub. So amazing. Like, what a great way to end our trip. So it was like amazing food, amazing drinks. There was a live band that played so many of my favorite songs. They were an Irish band, like from Ireland. They played The Script, they played One Republic, they played, I think they played a Rihanna song. They played some like traditional Irish songs. Oh my god, they just played so much amazing stuff. They were so talented, and I could have sat there all night, but it was getting really late, so we left. But that was amazing. I would go back there in a heartbeat if they had one near us. Like, that's the only one, I guess. But I would love to go there for my birthday. Like, if that band was playing, which they were called like the Raglan like Coalition, I think they were called. They were truly spectacular, amazing. So I think that is everything that I had to say. It was an amazing trip. Again, it is surprising that I had such a shitty month with that smack dab in the middle, because it was so awesome. Just thinking about it and reliving it by telling you guys makes me so happy, and so glad that we went. And yeah, it was just a really fun and special trip for me and my friends. So that was it. I'm surprised I actually did all of my makeup. I've been doing more, like, even though I haven't been wearing makeup, when I usually do more natural, especially with my eyes, but today I went all out, and my face makeup is definitely lighter than usual. I've only been using like 1 pump of foundation instead of 2, and I really like how it looks a lot better than doing 2 pumps of foundation. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I was talking for like centuries, but if you go to Universal or to SeaWorld, I hope some of these things help, or I don't know, maybe you just like hearing me ramble on and on for some reason. But I hope you guys are having an awesome start to your weekend. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. It is so special to me that you are. And yeah, I just hope you have a badass weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.